Hello everyone, I hope you are safe wherever you are. This time it is live from Tokyo. I'm not anymore in Southeast Asia, hoping to return really soon. But anyway, I wanted to do a video about forgiveness, and this time it's not about forgiving yourself, but forgiving other people. There is a very interesting quote by Nelson Mandela that I kind of keep in mind all the time, and it's about forgiveness and many anger. And I don't remember the exact quote, so let me look for it. Right, should have prepared that. Yeah, so the quote goes like this: as I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead me to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I would still be in prison. I think this is a very powerful quote because a lot of us are very frustrated with different situations, and we keep a lot of anger and bitterness for things that happens in our life towards situations and towards people. The thing is, by doing that, we sort of keep ourselves trapped into invisible prison, or like sort of invisible cage, because when you're so angry it kind of eats you from inside. And I know it's super difficult to do with different things that happen in our lives, but forgiving situations, forgiving people is actually very important, not for ourselves but also for other people. You know, last year around February, it was actually exactly on the 6th of February 2019, things were, as you know, very difficult in my life. And at some point, I didn't know how to forgive some people for things that were happening. And I was very confused between forgiving, accepting. You know, we often think that forgiving someone means that we are accepting what they did to us, but it's actually not the case. You know, life, whatever we do, right or wrong, I believe that there is a higher things that witness what we do or what other people do. So at the end of the day, whatever people do to us, it's not really our responsibility to, you know, to take care of that. I think the best we can do is just to forgive the person, and by doing that we free ourselves from a bitter feeling, from anger. And last year in February, as I said, I was very confused, and it was so difficult to know, like, to have the energy to maybe forgive or accept. I was very confused on what to do. So I thought I needed some sort of like spiritual guidance or religious guidance, whatever, you know, was working for me, and you can do whatever you want. So what I did is I emailed two of my friends who are missionaries in Japan, and I just needed, you know, some sort of like religious quote or a guidance. And I asked them, I told them, I'm very hurt by some situations, and I don't know anymore what to think about the situation and how to forgive the other person. And you know, they told me that forgiveness was very important because we cannot hang on anger or bitterness, and you know, otherwise we are never free. And when I thought about it, it is true, we're just really trapped, and we, you know, everybody is human and we all do mistakes, and it's not really our role to sort of condemn other people for the actions that they do. But something very important they told me is that if my life was, for example, in danger, in life in general, or if I was put at risks of different things, there was a difference between forgiving someone and accepting what they were doing to me, for example. And I think it's valid for everything. So when a situation is really unacceptable and hurts you, either, you know, more mentally, physically, or just hurt you, it's not because you forgive someone for what they do that it means you are accepting. And here, forgiving is like putting almost your ego aside, but it doesn't mean you're giving away your ego. You can distance yourself and forgive someone. I think everybody deserves forgiveness for what they do, and then remember that if they done something really bad to you, it's not really your responsibility to, first of all, to try to convince them or to show them that they've done something wrong. It's actually, the role of the universe or God, whatever you want to call it. Forgiveness is also very important, because we are all human beings, and a lot of people tend to forget it, is that the universe has forgiven us for things we did wrong. So I think, we are able to forgive other people as well. Anger is the worst thing that we can hang on to. And forgiving someone truly, just because maybe they can't help themselves, maybe because they are suffering, maybe because they don't know, they don't have the awareness, and they may not have it now, they may not have it for the rest of their life. But the best thing we can do is actually to wish them to take care of themselves and to realize maybe one day what they've done, but we just can't take that responsibility. It is too heavy to try to, to show people what they did wrong. So the best thing we can do is just to forgive them and let them time to deal with whatever they have to deal with. Again, I'm telling you that in terms of experience, because, I've very often tried to convince people and tell them, that they've hurt me, but at the end of the day, it's not how it works. And forgiving, is so rewarding. When you fill your heart with love, I know it sounds super cheesy, but when you love people, and if you really love them unconditionally, or sort of unconditionally, the best thing you can do is actually to just give them love rather than hate or anger, because nobody deserves to be, hated. And, you just have to hope that your love somehow, someday reaches out to them and help them figure things out by themselves. So I think this is why forgiveness is very important. And like Nelson Mandela said, if you keep anger, if you're so bitter about something, you're going to be just trapped. It's like a lie to yourself. You're so angry, you're a prisoner of your own feelings. And only yourself can resolve that. By forgiving, you are letting things go and you're relieving yourself. Also think about it. Forgiving someone can really change someone's life. And the best thing you can do is to just love people. Again, it doesn't mean that you are accepting what they did. Maybe you're not, and that's okay. Nobody is asking you to accept what they did, but forgiving them, because maybe they just didn't know what they were doing. Maybe they were lost. Maybe they were mentally unwell. Maybe they were very stressed, and on the moment they didn't know how to help themselves. So if you can forgive them and just continue your life, you can still love people even if they hurt you, but it doesn't mean you have to accept it. Just step back and, get the power back to yourself and free yourself. Anyway, I don't know if that message was very clear, but yeah, yes, that's all for today. Have a good day wherever you are. Stay safe. And yeah, cheesy again, but when you fill your heart with love, you just spread it around. If you really love someone and they've hurt you, you can just love them, hoping that they just get better, hoping that they realize they've hurt you, hoping that, they will feel better, and then maybe they'll, be able to not do it again or apologize one day for what they did. But the best thing you can do in the meantime is to leave your anger aside. It's not helping anybody. Right? Have a good day wherever you are, and I'm sure I'll speak to you very soon.